Hey you guys, I'm here today with all of the inserts and things like that from Marion Smith's Journey book that she created. It's on her website at marionsmithdesigns.com or apieceofcraft.com. And this download comes, it looks like this when you download it. I've cut all of the pages apart except for this one I wanted to show you guys. So it comes with like a spread basically. I think I have one here that looks like a, yeah. This one I printed in black and white by accident, but it is this page in color. So basically it comes where you're going to get these pages that look like this, and then all of this ephemera, tags, things like that around the edges. Okay, and then this is a typical page, and this is also a typical page. So like you've got this envelope, and then like this would insert inside of here. You've got some ephemera that you can add to the book. So basically, when you cut this apart, you're going to cut around the perimeter of this design, but you're going to leave this so that you can fold it. So it looks like this when you're finished, when you've got it cut out. And she's going to give you the directions inside the book, the download. There's a video inside the download on how to put this together. But basically just make sure that you don't cut this apart. Now the cool thing about the way this is designed is that, of course, this would make an awesome journal spot on a layout. This would as well, you know, a photo frame would be really cute with this on a layout. So these pages could be used for things other than just the journey book. So I want to show you something else that I've done. Now I've gone through, I'm going to push this to the side for now. Okay, I've already printed all of my book. I've already got it all cut out and printed and folded the way it needs to be folded. Everything looks so cool together. But I want to show you guys these envelopes. So these are basically your signatures. You just need to put them in the order in which you want them to appear in the book. Okay, so there's my page signatures. Now, I printed mine on buff paper so that I could get a really vintage look. You could print this, if you wanted to print this on a craft paper, or it'd have to be like a light craft paper, or maybe white, or even like you can sometimes find these really nice, not terribly tacky pages that have like a texture to them, or a grain, if you will, like a stone kind of grain. Those would look really kind of cool with this too. So check out your office supply places for paper selections. You might find that, you know, printing on something other than white cardstock might give you a different look. And that's the beauty of digital, is that, you know, it's not your only copy, and if you print it. Now, so there's an option. I printed my book out on cardstock because I want to try a different method of binding than what Marion shows in her video. So stay tuned for that. And another thing I wanted to share with you is on the envelopes, when you download them, they come on a full sheet like this. And you're going to cut along the solid line, and then you're going to score along the dashed line. So when you're done, if you ink up all of the edges, I want to show you this one. I've already cut it out and inked it up. This is the layout. I inked it with the vintage photo. I sprayed it with my glimmer mist. I've used antique brass, so it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's very subtle. And I also did the glimmer mist on the back side of the envelope, although you really won't see it when it's all closed up. But by going around these edges with my ink pad, you no longer notice these dark lines. So don't let those freak you out. Another thing I did is, because I cannot cut a straight line to save my life because my hands shake really bad from when I was in the hospital. So I just took my distress tool, distressed the edges, and then inked them up. So they look rough, but they look vintage. So I'm really cool with that, because this book is a very vintage feel to it. Now, then when you put the envelopes together, you have a couple of options for these envelopes depending on their design. You can fold them like a coin envelope by taking and folding this flap in at the bottom, fold this flap, this flap over, and then glue it, and now it looks like a coin envelope. And I like this for this particular design because it has these images coming down here, and there's plenty of pockets that these can go down into so that you can see both sides. The other option for some of these envelopes would be to fold this flap in, fold this flap in, fold this flap, and then have this flap be like the top of the envelope. Now this particular envelope was designed to be a pocket envelope, so you can't do it with that. But you know, play around with some of these designs. You might find that they could go either way. Another thing I want to share with you guys, and look at all of these pieces that come in this kit. I'm sorry. You've got this envelope that, oh, this could definitely be like a little coin envelope. Or it could be, it's designed to be one of those petal envelopes that closes and opens like this. So it's designed to be like this. But you know, totally you could fold this depending on how you fold it and glue it down. You could totally make this into a regular envelope. So you have lots of options there. Then all of these are the ephemera that is cut from the book or the download. I mean, so lots and lots and lots of goodies in this book. Little tiny vintage goodies. Again, all of these could be reused on layouts, cards, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, and then notice that by printing them out, I mean, they already have like, hers already has like this distressed color to it. So when you print it out on this buff paper, I'll get two different looks. Look at that. Now, I want to call attention to this one. Look at this piece. See this rose? And then this piece. See this rose? Well, I got to thinking when I started doing this last night, 31-day challenge just ended, and that's what I want to show you. So I opened these up and I reduced them down so that they're the same size as this. They're just a little bit smaller actually than this, but that's okay. I'm gonna make them work anyway. So these are the things from the 31-day challenge, and I want you to notice this one in particular, since I have it out. This is one of the pages from the 31-day challenge, and this is from the journey book. So I got to thinking about it, and I was like, if nothing else, these would make awesome inserts into the book. So I'm going to go cut these out. I'm going to vintage up all of the edges. I decided to go with this pattern, which is from the 31-day challenge. This envelope totally works with this design. This pattern works because it brings in the yellow roses that you see in here, and I think there's also some designs in here that have pink on them. So totally works. Look at how well that looks together. This obviously totally works, even with the henna blue. This envelope will work. Look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And of course I told you this one would work. And then this one will work. Look at how perfect that is. So I'm going to utilize, instead of, I think whenever you put the kit together, she says insert some blank pages. Well, I am going to, these are going to be my blank pages, because I totally think that these will look amazing, amazing in my book. So I am going to go finish cutting that out, distress my edges, and I'll be back with some more tips. Okay guys, so I'm back, and I decided that I really wanted to use this. This is from the 31-day challenge. So I reduced it down itty bitty, and I have these inside of Marion's downloads. You get these little library cards, library folders. And I thought that this insert would be super cute inside of the library card. But I want to give you a tip on how to cut it out. And this would work for the 31-day challenge too. All of them, no matter the size. What I decided to do was, you see how it has this top note up here at the top? Well, I'm folding it in half. I cut the perimeter out. I folded it in half. I want to show you guys is this top note top. If you fold this in half and have it like a double-sided piece of paper, then you want your top notes to match up. So the best thing that I offer is, where's my scissors? I buried them. I've buried them. No. You're just going to fold it in half and then follow along that top note so that you're cutting both sides at the same time. everything lines up. Okay, hang on to this because this might be kind of cute, the negative side. But notice that it's still just not quite perfect. You can just go back in and trim that up. And notice that on this side I've kind of missed the top notey tippy part just a little bit because whenever you fold it together it doesn't quite line up right. Don't stress little details like that, because now what you can do is come back in with your vintage photo, distress ink, color, whatever color you're going to use, and watch this. You don't notice it. I would rather my cuts line up than fussing over that little bit of white, because I can always make white go away. Same thing on this side. It didn't line up a little bit right here on the tip because I told you I can't cut straight. I'm challenged. Now, I had some people tell me, I polled some people to ask, why would you not want to do digital? And one of the things that they said was they like messing with their inks, they like messing with their you know, cutting and pasting and all of that kind of stuff, and die cutting. Well, I want you to know I have done just as much cutting and pasting and die cutting as I've ever done with traditional paper. Another problem that people were having was that they don't want you know, the printing issue. Well, again, take it somewhere and have it printed. You might find it's cost effective in the long run. It might cost you a little bit more to print, to buy the product, print it out, but now you have it forever and ever. And I'm showing you that a lot of these pieces can be interchanged from design to design, and they can also be used on other projects. I mean, how cute would this be as a little card by itself? So anyway, here's my point. Look at this. Interchangeable, 31-day challenge download, journey download. Okay, so I'm back and I have put together a signature for this book. And I wanted to show you guys what I was doing before I got too deep into it. So basically, when you print these out, you're going to have a signature cover for each section of the book. That's part of the design. But then Marion says add 2 or 3 pages to the inside to make the signature. So basically you're just going to have a bunch of little books that look like this. So this is what I did. I took some manila cardstock and I just cut it down to size and then folded the bottom half up to make a pocket. So all of my signatures are going to have, this is the cover. This is the page that has the pocket, and then the third page that goes in the center is just plain, so that whenever I flip this over I'll have plain, which I use the stamp to stamp on here to give it a look. Then there will be another pocket, and then there will be another plain, and then the back of the jacket. So there's plenty of room for journaling and things like that. Now, I have tons of embellishments that I can go back and add to these to make further pockets or do something else, but I wanted to show you guys what the signatures look like before they're decorated. Also, what I did was I laid mine flat, sewed it up the middle, and then on the pocket pages, because I really did not want to use glue, I sewed on this edge, and since this is folded across the bottom, there's no need to do any kind of gluing down at this bottom. And because it's sewed together in the center, there's no need to worry about things slipping back that way. And then again on this side, I just sewed it up. Now, I will tell you, when you make your signatures, you need to cut them so that they're a little bit thinner than the page that's on the exterior, so that they all line up whenever they're folded, because obviously this page is going to have a little more bulk in the gutter, which is what this is called. So you're going to need a little, you know, they're going to be just a little bit, and you're going to have to gauge it because I didn't really measure it, but just a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's what my signature looks like. I'm going to make the rest of my signatures, and I'll be right back. Hey everyone, I'm back, and basically what I've done is I've created 6 signatures. There's 6 signatures here. Now, one of the tips I wanted to give you is that the way this book is put together, if you wanted to use this for one of your 30-day, 31-day monthly challenges that Marion's doing, and you could, I thought about this and I was like, before I put this all together, I could take a signature, put the signature together, and use this for a week's worth of journaling in my purse, this is much easier to tote around than the entire book is. So, you know, if you want, that's one tip for, you know, doing this, these signatures the way that they're done. Another tip would be that if you wanted to make this into a calendar, since there are 6 signatures here, you could use 2 months in one signature. So that would be another thing that would be super cool, you know, because the way I put mine together was when you download it, all you get is this cover and then all the little individual pieces that go inside the book. So you have to add 2 extra pages anyway. So you could, you know, one page could be, you know, just a summary of the month, or maybe a calendar with the 2 months, and then these other pages could be things that are going on within the month. So that's another option. Now I'm going to start binding my book. Hey you guys, okay, so I'm back with my completed book and I'm super excited. I did end up using Marion's method for binding, so I'm not going to show you how to do that because she shows you in the video when you buy the kit on how to do it. And it's super simple. Now, as far as what I used for my string to bind it with, I used this Aunt Lydia's bamboo crochet thread, and it is super soft, and it's like this nice vintagey ecru color. Love it. It's very soft. But then I decided to cover my cover in denim, and I distressed it with some of the walnut stain. Excuse me, my mind just went blank. And then I did some layering with some of the lace here on the cover. This is a dress form that is from the Nestabilities dress forms, and I had cut it out with some canvas, and I just stuck it on here, stamped it with a little image, and then I sprayed the whole thing with a little bit of the antique brass glimmer mist again. And, you know, wanted to keep this very simple because I decided to make this into a calendar, and it'd be something that someone would want to tote around. It's a nice size for your hand. I really love it. I'm going to do 2 separate videos, one of the how-tos that all came together, some tips and tricks, and then the other one will be a complete walkthrough of the mini. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you. I know this was kind of a long process and I babble a lot, but I really wanted to share with you guys the things that you know, that I discovered while I was putting this album together. So thanks for watching.